Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live, damn it! Hey, welcome to the 6th session of Rise of the Runelords. Once again, John the GM, joining me, Heather the Fighter, Chapin the Druid, who thinks she's a cleric, and Will, who thinks he's the Smexy cleric. Oh, the Smexy. Will, I think you know the routine. Why don't you give us a rundown?
Hold on.
Last time on Dragon Ball!
Hold on. My nipples are kind of sore. Alright. So,
you should know not to pitch that hard.
I tell myself that, don't pinch that hard in public. You can only keep a boner hidden for so long. Anyways, where we left off was that we had found a tunnel in the bottom of the glassworks that supposedly there was lots of bad dudes down, lots of bad stuff, and we're bad enough dudes to investigate the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And we also paired up with another town guard who used a spear and a spiked gauntlet and was totally smexy.
And kept switching his accents.
Yeah, his 4 or 5 different accents.
Multiracial.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it comes out a bit strongly in others. Anywho, we're going through the tunnel, killing monsters, going through the tunnel. We come across there was one path that went off to a cliff that just kind of dropped off. It was like behind a waterfall, or just at
the cliff side to the shoreline.
At the cliff side of the shoreline. There was another tunnel we didn't investigate.
Because it just went straight back up to the surface.
Okay. And then we kept on going down the main tunnel, and we found one path that went off to the right, another path that went off to the left, another path that went off to the right, and one that went straight forward.
You actually remember
Yes.
which... Wow.
In one of the tunnel hubs, there was a statue that was holding a Ransewer, and we pried it out because we're goddamn adventurers. We're going to take what we want.
Exactly.
We took the second passage to the right, went down there, found a chapel to Lamasthu, as well as lots of unholy, unclean water. Went a bit further, found the actual church of Lamasthu, where we were fighting that goddamn closet with its damage reduction 5 and its goddamn flying.
Yep.
Damage reduction to anything but cold iron or good alignment. Good aligned weapons.
Because a weapon can be good aligned?
There are spells for the cleric, and I believe the druid spell list that can give weapons an alignment.
I don't remember this detail.
Yeah, I don't remember that detail either.
Well,
I think he did. If I might be your advocate here, as your defense, none of us had any spells at the time to align a weapon. None of us had any. Even if we didn't have any of those spells prepared, so there was little reason to bring it up.
True. Point.
So.
Point.
But now that we know, I am going to prepare a line weapon good.
I'll need to check my... That wouldn't happen to be a 0 level spell or anything.
I do not
I
believe
think
so.
it's a 2nd level spell.
At least a 2nd level for a cleric.
First level...
Druid doesn't deal too much with alignment necessarily.
Not really, no, because at least the character itself, rule-based, is any neutral itself.
Right.
Can I align natural weapons like Theodora's claws?
I believe so, yeah.
Awesome.
At least I would allow
Might hurt her, but yeah, okay.
Not
You never
necessarily.
know.
Chase, did the three of you see my last post on Facebook about backstories and whatnot?
I think I saw it, but it kind of.
I saw it.
Basically, if you want your character to have a certain story arc, like, hey, I want to have a romance with this character, or I want to achieve this goal in this organization. We just let our illustrious DM know, and he'll work it in over the plot over a level 18 campaign.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of time for like a whole show series worth of character development that the three of you can take either by yourselves or with me involved in any way. But yeah,
I'll try and write something up.
So I believe that's really where you all left off because
we tried our damnedest to take out that goddamn closet, and eventually we were like, hey, let's just kind of call it even because we've got her restrained, we've got her grappled, we have her down, but we can't do enough damage to finish the job. So we kind of just left it a stalemate, let her run away, and we've rested enough in the church.
Yeah.
Yes.
Theodora has pledged a killing. She's pledged her life to kill this little imp.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and use video game rules here. That since you guys leveled up, you're automatically back at full health and spell slot.
Awesome, because I already erased all that.
I don't even think I lost any health during that.
Oh snap!
Poor whatever his name was.
So yeah, we pick up right into this abandoned church. Just after she ran off invisible and slammed the door on you all. And you got this well here that's decorated in human skulls and whatnot that you had one time witnessed a sin spawn crawling out of. You got the shrine to a demon, to a monster goddess right outside the door. What do you all wish to do? Game start.
I have glitter. We could purify the well.
Sounds like a sound idea. Purify the well, purify the well.
Alright.
Pour the glitter in. Glittery!
So you spend roughly the next 30 minutes at the shrine performing a rite.
Sparkle, sparkle, catch my eye. Sparkle, sparkle, purify.
Yay!
Please tell me that's the actual ritual.
For half an hour. For half an hour, that's all we're doing. And dancing. Dancing around it.
Yes. Oh, dear God. So, you feel the evilness leave the shrine, and you're just left with a...
I've had enough of you.
You're just left with a pool of dirty-ass, murky water at its feet.
Dirty ass water, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirty-ass, murky water at its feet.
Okay.
It'd be nice to see a map.
You know what? I don't need to take this from you.
What do you do with the actual... What do you do with the altarpiece to it, though?
You know what we do.
That was a little... There we go.
I don't know what we do.
I don't either. I was kind of expecting him to know.
Well, it crumbles to pieces. So, you bless the shrine. Where do you wish to go from here?
There's looking at the back of the shrine that we entered through, there's a door to the right and a door to the left. Yes?
Yes.
Wanna take the door to the right first?
Or the left? Wait.
That door? Or
The second one.
down here?
Yeah.
Alright.
Does Theodora smell anything from either door?
Just, the stench of passing time.
Yeah, okay.
The door does not seem locked in any way. It's, of course, just as rotted as the rest of the doors you all came across, except for the ones that led you into this church. Do you just open it, or bust it open, or what do you do?
Listen, or perception?
Okay.
Not do perception.
16.
20.
It's perfectly silent in there.
Almost too silent.
This is in character, too. The cleric just gave the fighter such a look.
What was your perception, Mr. Smarty Pants?
So...
Yeah, I probably got the highest out of everybody.
So who opens the door and how?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll just bust through.
It's completely empty except for a bunch of, like...
Holy hell! Oh my god!
It's a stage!
It's the void! You've
broken the world!
You've never been here. You don't remember this
I
part
told
of
you
your
it was too quiet!
There's nothing... It looks like just
Don't
an
you.
old storage closet. Like there's...
Are there boxes and stuff?
No, more like the remains of priests' robes.
Are there
I thought you were going to
skeletons in
say
there?
the remains of priests.
There's no skeletons in the closet?
Like arms and legs.
I'm gonna start analyzing.
Theodore roots around through some of the robes, just...
And if you check...
Yeah, and I just like...
Yeah,
They're not up on hangers.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Because hangers probably didn't exist at this particular time
In
period.
fact, they're so tattered and old that when you touch one, it pretty much just crumbles away.
Yeah, see, they're up on a hanger.
They could be on shelves. Oh, look, that's a nice item. I'm going to
So
take
you're
it
gonna
off the
touch
shelf.
it, you're gonna touch it and it goes like
A random spider or rat scurries by.
Theodora has breakfast.
Theodore needs to make fortitude.
How do you know it's morning?
She's hungry.
For that, Linka goes into the void.
I told you it's too quiet.
18.
She's fine.
Okay.
She enjoys a nice fat rat.
I say
Oh,
we check.
look, lambus bread.
I say we
And
check
look,
the other door.
even more lambus bread.
The other door turns out to be the same thing.
Let's land this.
Just more priest
The elven
robes and
bread
ritual
that they
robes.
gave
To the
fellowship.
hobbits.
Do you think we could like?
What's the fellowship?
Oh, you're doing that thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've met elves.
Yes.
Liar!
Magnemar is as full of them as any other race is.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know me.
You
don't know my
I'm
struggles.
trying to come up with ideas. Can any of us wear these robes? Maybe we could be all incognito.
They're far too old.
What?
For one, they would probably...
Oh, so there's more than one.
They would probably know that we are not priests of Lamasthu. If they have any form of magical detection, they probably know I am the farthest thing from a priest of Lamasthu.
It was just a suggestion. Because
Also-
we're gonna have to leave this room.
Also, he picks up one of the robes and like falls away to tatters. I highly doubt
I was
this
just
is my
asking
color.
the.
He already said they were falling to pieces. That the clothes
I
weren't
asked,
wearable.
did you listen to my question? I said, are there any that was in good condition?
And he said there weren't.
After I asked the question.
He said there weren't any.
Just dungeon background music.
Because he needed something to make us shut up. Alright, so...
I thought I'd ask because we have to leave this room anyway.
Lucy's kind of creeped out all of a sudden.
Because of the ambient noise?
Yes.
Okay.
So, do you
This
all...
music reminds me of Amnesia.
It's actually from Oblivion.
You should play Penumbra.
Hey,
Really, really good game. Made by the same makers of Amnesia.
I'm seeing under simple weapons that the heavy crossbow is 1d10. I thought that the only ranged weapon I could use with the simple
Well,
weapons was
here's the problem with one of those. It's like a standard action to reload it.
Okay. Gotcha. So that's like
And-
1d10 every
and besides-
hour.
Yeah.
And besides, your druid had a specific list of simple weapons you could choose from.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because of the no metal
So
thing.
I guess we have
Gotcha.
to leave this room now.
So, your choices are pretty much dive deeper into the catacombs or go back the way you came up to the surface.
Wait, where do we go deeper into the catacombs?
I thought the only choice right now was leave the church.
We could leave the church. But there were other paths that we haven't taken.
That's what I was gonna have us do.
Of course, it doesn't say like which path we've taken or not. Was anyone like writing on the walls or leaving a trail or anything?
It's almost like we're looking at this from a giant map.
Well, as long as you know where we're going. Just saying.
Cut. So, marching order?
Lucy in the middle.
Alright. Theodora up front. Stanton. Lucy.
Yeah,
Linka.
where'd our friend go? Did he just turn into cardboard?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I've got him on the backpack. He's fine.
Okay.
Him and his 7 different accents.
So I assume I pick up the rancier, the pretty
Is this in the
rancer.
refrigerator?
Yes, I think.
I was gonna go do it, but that's okay.
Oh, it's actually just sitting right here.
You can pick it up, your character just wouldn't be able to use it.
Okay. I mean, I'm assuming that flailing wildly, if like, that's her last option anyway.
You put your cursor over it, and it comes up red. Like, you do not meet the character class requirements to use this weapon.
So I try to pick it up and...
You try to put it in your hand slots, and it keeps going back into your inventory.
Gotcha. Cups. Oh, okay. Good.
So,
She's just rooting around her kitchen.
That's fine. No problem. I sometimes have trouble finding things, so
I wish I was a strong, independent woman.
you can be a strong, independent woman.
But I'm a weak, clingy guy.
Yep.
Those are only 3 things that you have to change.
so
They have surgeries for those now.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
so far you are backtracking through the dungeon.
That scared me.
Do-do-do-do.
It's okay.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Why am I sorry?
You see the bodies of the sin spawns that you left behind before.
Can we, like, burn them or something?
By the
Double
way,
tap!
you are reactivating light spells, right? Since they last for only so many minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, just to get that out of the way.
Let's see.
So you're
Whatever.
you're back at the area where you found the statue before.
This is your...
This looks different.
Because this is where...
There.
Oh,
is.
okay, there
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where the statue would be.
So, this path that Theodora's at the head of, that leads back to the surface?
No, that actually heads down a flight of stairs.
Okay.
The path that leads back to the surface is you got another tunneled-in entrance to the cave system here.
So we can go this way, or...
Yeah, you can go this way to go back into the natural cave system that you came in from before.
I smell a fire.
And that would be your way back up to the surface.
I smell it too.
I'm opening... Oh, the plants are all over the windows. I could open the back.
Break it.
Oh,
You
and,
can't
Just
open-
get a brick. Chuck it.
and Theodora can also see.
She sees us.
It works once.
And then like we have a broken window And glass. I'm barefoot.
Shoes.
Theodore can also see into this room, where there seems to be a wooden platform, but that would be another way deeper into the cavern. So you have your way out, and you have two ways to continue searching.
Maybe you shouldn't proceed when one of our members is indisposed. We want to head back into the natural caves and clear out lots of the area we've already been to. Want to head down deeper this way or head down deeper this way?
I don't know.
Awesome. Let's trail back and clean up everything we've been missing on the way in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Just to make sure that if we're running hastily away, that we don't run into anything.
Yeah. Well, it's also just good manners to clean up after yourself.
so going back to the surface is this way direction, or it also seems to continue up this way.
Seems like.
Alright, well, looking down the hallway, we can see kind of the other sin spawn we killed down here, so we know that it kind of makes a whole connection there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I wish there was a way to just move everyone.
copy paste.
There.
Oh,
I
my God!
Look at me. Look at me. I told you to do that last session. And you were like,
Alright.
I do things the way I want to. And I was like,
There's no reasoning with you.
you're the woman.
I am.
Oh,
Alright, so that way's, for the most part, clear.
yes.
Cool.
I say for the most part because there's also a giant cliff edge and way back to the surface. But we don't know what it comes back to on the surface.
True.
Well, if you follow the cave system the way you came in, you'll end up back in the basement of the glassworks. That's how you first entered.
So when I head north along this tunnel,
And
Yeah.
see where that comes out at.
are you looking up longbows?
'Cause I want to draw one.
Gotcha. Alright.
Alright, this right here,
Yep.
you see the black outline, that means it's a balcony.
Oh, so we'd have to jump down.
Basically, it's let's see.
So Theodora can walk out onto a balcony and
Yeah.
Take a look around.
There's a lot of dead bodies.
Okay. This large chamber was obviously once a prison, as testified by the 20 cells that line the room's perimeter. A rickety wooden platform overlooks the room with 2 flights of stairs descending to the prison floor 10 feet below. 5-foot wide wooden walkway runs from the northern edge of the platform to a passageway to the east. So yeah, when Theodora's looking down, she just sees all the cells in her line of sight just have rotted out, dead bodies, skeletons, but not inside of them. Appearing to be centuries old.
centuries as in the unit of time, or centuries as in the military position?
Unit of time.
Alright. I am a smart ass. You should have.
You're being
And
extremely
they
smart
were
ass
prison-
tonight.
And they were prisoners. They have absolutely nothing on them whatsoever. But even the rags they probably were wearing are not there anymore. So it's just bare skeletons. But unless you all feel like jumping 10 feet down, you cannot continue from that position.
Okay.
Well, only the first person has to jump 10 feet down. the next person would have to, like, climb down, and then the person that went first could, like, lower them down.
We have rope. However, I suspect that there's probably a way around with steps.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean,
I'm just saying, like, only the first person would have to jump down 10 feet.
Oh,
Whoa!
What the hell did I do?
Why is
The
it
world turned blue! Why was it blue?
Stop it.
He accidentally highlighted. But yeah, the door to that prison area was left open. Probably where the two sin spawns that attacked you came from. Rawr.
You're doing it on purpose now.
Okay, do you see enough space there to fit all of us 4 abreast? No, it's one at a time.
If you
I have to rearrange them to the tunnels.
But if you highlight them, it shows you where you can... See,
Yeah, see the little boxy thing? You can pull it and yeah. and now I'm getting dizzy now. Can we stop running in circles?
Oh, jeez. So, you are now in the prison proper. You can either go down into the prison floor or continue along the wooden walkway.
need to be treated with respect, is what I'm thinking. So you go down the walkway.
Yeah, because it looks like the cells are kind of dead end. It doesn't look like there's any other passages. Theodora, however, sticks up her claw. Double tap!
No need. They're clearly dead.
Now we're all laying on our sides.
You asked for it. I'm sorry.
But we are going in the direction of the walkway.
We're all laying on our sides. Hey.
But if it was going how you were, we'd be
Linka.
walking down the pathway like...
Hey, Linka. Why are we all crawling on our sides down this plank hallway? Down this plank
The only reason why I didn't do it is because we're in your house.
Thank you. Aww.
Continue.
Don't even have a tie. Don't know what I'm doing.
Acting all cute.
So we continue down the pathway. Walking.
Alright, so the room that you're coming into contains several ancient relics of what appear to be torture implements, although their function and style seem strange and archaic. In one corner sits a spherical cage with spikes protruding inward from its iron bars. In another stands what appears to be a star-shaped wooden frame, its surface studded with hooks. And in the center of the room is a long table covered in leather straps and a number of cranks that seems to be designed to rotate and swivel.
So Lucy is
BDSM?
a little bit. Lucy is highly uncomfortable. Theodora is going to kind of hang back and try to somehow stealth something in Lucy's bag, like to take it with them when they leave.
You also see that the hallway continues up a short flight of stairs into another chamber, or there is a door right here.
Is, the torture implements are the only things in the room?
In this room, yes.
Alright. Let's check out this door to the south.
Yeah.
Right?
Perception?
Yeah. Perception. Oh, Oh, ooh. I rolled a 2
I
on
got a
that.
5.
Uh-huh. So that's 12 for Lucy. And, ooh, much better.
You got in a crack. You gotta roll again.
9 plus 9.
23
18.
for
There,
Theodora.
you hear nothing in that room whatsoever. Just more stale wind.
You have to go out to the store and buy some new wind. This one's stale. So we could.
So let's open it.
Okay.
Oh, was I not supposed to do that?
Well, I was going to clear away the line that keeps the light from coming into it. Okay. Crumbling remains of several chairs and a long table clutter the floor of this room. To the south stand 3 stone doors, each bearing a strange symbol that resembles a 7-pointed star. Jesus Christ.
You said that there was a table covered with clutter?
Yes.
What kind of clutter?
Well, make perception checks on it as you're rifling about.
24.
17.
Touch of law, 20.
Chapin, with your 24, you're the first one that picks up a scroll of flaming sphere.
Oh my.
That's the only thing that you find. Everything else is just either too illegible because of time or written in some language that doesn't exist anymore.
Cool.
I'm still going to hold on to this stuff written in the ancient language. Stuff that's I'm hoping is legible.
And
To someone.
Yeah.
if any of you have, since they're stone doors, but they have like the tiny slots of bars at eye level, if any of you happen to peer in, each one has a single skeleton of a badly deformed humanoid within. One has 3 brittle arms, another has an enormous misshapen skull, and the third has a rib cage that goes all the way down to its pelvis that also happens to have a stunted leg bone strewn below its strangely flat girth.
Weird.
Yeah.
We did hypothesize that if there were a child that were conceived by a temple of Lamasthu, they'd probably be born mutated.
That's sad. Did they torture their own children?
I hope not.
So yeah. But other than that, you found the scroll of flaming sphere. There's really nothing else but the tattered paper and whatnot. It seems that this was once used as a study as well as the 3 prison doors.
I was wondering if the torture implements, if they were being used recreationally, or if they were being used for some sort of interrogation. Might help us figure out what they were using this room for. Did the torture implements look like they had been used recently? Or
Recently, no.
alright.
The wood on them are far too destroyed from time, and while blood does stain into the wood, it seems to be extremely old.
Alrighty. Alright.
So we continue on?
Yep.
Now you're messing it up.
What am I messing up?
Because they're upside down now, so you have to form them as they're upside down and then swivel them back over.
You still see the names beneath it, right? It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, but the character's upside down. The names are always going to be underneath them.
And that's a problem.
No.
So, do you continue onward?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perception check. Check for traps.
Alright, let me go ahead and describe the room that you see from your standpoint.
I critically failed.
The ceiling of this strangely cold chamber arches to a vaulted height of 20 feet, and the floor contains 11 wooden lids, stewed haphazardly over 11 5-foot wide pits in the ground. From the darkness within these pits echo up a strange shuffling sounds and every so often a low moan. Now, as far as traps and whatnot, there's nothing more that you see. So,
Those aren't on the Gia player, John.
I got a 23 on my perception check. I saw them. Let's go with that.
I got 16.
I critically failed. So Lucy is seeing the walls on either side of her, like, oh, look at that, that's pretty.
God damn it. I know I forgot to do something anyway. So yeah, we'll say just for sake of argument that Theodore happens to peek around and notices a 3-armed, misshapen goblin and your friendly closet hanging out in the corner.
It's a Goriam closet case.
As soon as Theodore steps into the room, she's going to have to make a reflex check because he is going to fire a acid breath at her.
Oh, snap. Okay, where's reflex? Okay, there we go. Excuse me, 15 plus 6.
Since she has evasion, she takes no damage whatsoever.
What?
And since it goes off right after she enters the room, anybody that would have been behind her still in the hallway is unaffected. So you all enter, and the closet immediately flies up to the 20-foot mark, points at you all, and goes, "Them! They are the ones that dared to enter our kingdom! Destroy them!" And with that, we go into initiative.
Okay. Initiative rolling.
Well, I'm keeping to the initiative that we already have, since we've used that for movement order.
Okay.
Unless you all would rather re-roll it.
Oh, snap!
I'm keeping the ones that I have written down for my people.
Can I keep that one?
I got
I got 19.
Okay.
Okay.
19 for Linka.
15 for Stanton.
Woo!
That's 2 ones in a row. Come on,
So
guys.
relatively unchanged because
Yeah.
once what will
We didn't need to roll.
We just wanted
roll.
to.
once that little bit goes down, and now we're in initiative order, it's your friendly closet's turn.
Aww.
So, and by the way, she looks perfectly healed with all the time that's passed.
Of course. Do we still have that knife?
Yes.
The who you want? Yes?
I brought it with us.
Can that knife be my small...
Here you go.
How big is it?
It's a spear. So
Oh,
you
it's a
have
spear.
to wield it in both hands.
Just break it.
And since it's a reach weapon, you can only attack people with it when they're 10 feet away from you, not 5 feet.
Okay.
Anyway, Herc. Yes, you're from the closet. She is going to fly all the way to the back corner of the room.
That little bitch.
See, she already spent those spells.
She is looking at her spell book.
It's like, oh man, I really should have prepared some of this shit, shouldn't I?
She's going to fly back to that corner of the room, and she's going to cast Invisible on herself again. So she is now disappeared.
All right.
Up next is the goblin. The goblin is going to do. He's going to go. As you wish, my queen. Die all of you.
I didn't know that there was this little left. Otherwise, I would have just took it all the first time.
No, that's fine.
Theodore's the only one still in the room, so he's going to take a 5-foot step up, and he is going to.
We should get all of us in the room.
But combat got initiated as soon as we stepped in.
He has two weapon
I can't
fighting.
do everything.
He has 2 weapon fighting. He is armed with a long sword,
Oh.
a silver dagger. He's got a long sword in one hand, a silver dagger in the other hand, and what looks to be a masterwork hand axe in the third arm.
3,000 savings.
So he's going to attack Theodore with the long sword and the dagger.
Shit.
Da-da-da-da. Minus 2 to each, so does a 13 doesn't hit Theodore.
Nope.
And then plus,
William,
Which means 10's
come
not
on
gonna-
down. You're on the Price is Right.
which means 10 is not going to hit her either.
No.
So
I just
with,
love you, Bob Parker.
with that, it becomes Linka.
Drew Carey. Bob Barker like touched all the girls when he weren't there.
Lincoln, you're up.
Okay. Why does it take 2 hands to wield the spear? I'm not gonna throw it like
Well,
that.
It's because you need to have one hand to control the other side, the counterweight to the pointy end. So
It's a spear. Spears have to have 2 hands.
I mean, if it was
and
like a short spear like Roman soldiers used, then yeah, you'd only need 1 hand. But this is big.
this is a regular size spear. So,
Okay, where'd the person go? Because I went and
You
got
are
more.
well. He is there. Bitch is somewhere over here, and you're here.
Okay, where's my distance?
and do take note of there being those wooden lids on the ground with the sounds of shuffling and moaning coming up from under them.
AKA don't step on them.
Those round things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're probably
The
doomed.
round things!
How far can I move? It's not really. What is it on here?
What type of armor are you wearing?
Chain shirt.
So 30 feet.
How far's 30 feet? Mr. Computer Guy.
6 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6.
So
Down.
so you 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4, and then you'd still have 2 movement points left.
I'm gonna be right there.
Right here.
Yeah. Everybody get out of the way.
You probably would Linka provoke an attack of opportunity going through the
Yes, she most certainly would.
Wait, what would I do?
when going through Theodora's space. You would be going through an area threatened by the goblin, so you would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Does a 16 hit your flat-foot AC?
Wait, it's your flat-foot AC?
Because she hasn't taken an action
No.
yet, so...
No, my
Wait.
UCC 18.
Well, your flat-foot.
That's without
Oh.
dexterity.
Yeah, my flat foot's 15.
When the very first round of combat, before anybody takes their action, everyone's considered flat-foot. After the first round, everybody's ready. So, yeah. With that, you're going to take a D8 plus 4.
I told you.
I'm doing it now because
I told you.
You take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
to the balls.
To the ball.
I'm
There.
a woman.
I'm not sure how it works either.
There are now wooden planks on the floor to more.
It looks more like sewer.
So is that my turn, or can I attack back?
Did you just do a single movement, or did you double move?
It was just a
It
single.
was
move.
just a single move.
Then yeah, you can still attack. Are you attacking with your longbow? I
Yeah.
guess? Alright.
Can I? Darn it.
You can re-roll if you want to spend a hero point.
No.
What'd you get?
I got an 11.
11 plus what? Or is that?
That's with the
No, it's not.
modifier.
It's not going to hit him.
I'm gonna move all my stuff out of the way. 'Cause my pen stopped that.
That's what this is for.
I have no idea what that number is. So.
Coleman, quit texting people in the middle of a game.
Alright.
Yo.
After Linka, it's Stanton.
Alright.
Oh. Oh.
1, 2, 3. Channel negative energy.
Oh no! What's he got to beat now that you leveled up?
I think it's 15. Channel. Yeah, that has to be to 15.
Absolutely not. So what's the damage?
2d6. That's 8.
8.
And does the closet get affected as well?
Let me check something real quick. Okay. You said a 15?
Yep.
Yeah. So she also takes 8.
Would it be 3 with damage reduction? Or does damage reduction not apply to spell-like abilities?
Damage reduction actually doesn't apply to spell-like abilities. That's what spell resistance is for. So,
Thank you, Jesus.
so they both took the full amount of damage. And after Stanton is Lucy and Theodora.
Fairy fire.
Very fire.
You're just gonna fill the whole room with fire?
Fairy fire. It outlines invisible objects with a faint glow.
Alright, how far away can you be to cast it? Like,
400 feet.
Alright, so you can just...
Jesus Christ!
Does it say that it's like an area of effect spell, or do you have to actually pinpoint it? What?
Area creatures and objects within a 5-foot radius burst.
5-foot radius burst. Yeah.
So you'd have to hit the exact square where she is.
Or on the corner of several
Yeah.
squares.
'Cause it's going to hit, and it's going to spread to every adjacent square next to it. So you have to point out where in the room you're blasting this fairy fire with, and hope that she's there.
I'm pointing.
Can
Can I make like a perception roll to help me, or
Sure, why not?
something? Okay, because I could cast entangle and then do fairy fire, and that would make it a little bit better. 26.
Somewhere in this way direction, you still hear the faint sound of flaps.
So there.
right
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
You might also want to indicate, are you going to hit the ceiling with it or the floor?
Lower than the ceiling. A little lower than the ceiling.
Okay.
Like 5 foot away from the ceiling.
Alright, so you
How tall is the ceiling?
You throw it out, and sure enough, you do see her outline within the fire. Now, please, does that mean as long as she's, how long does it last?
1 minute per level. A pale glow surrounds and outlines the subject. Outlined subjects shed light as candles. Creatures outlined by fairy fire take a -20 penalty on all stealth checks. Outlined creatures do not benefit from the concealment normally provided by darkness, blur, displacement, invisibility, or similar effects. The light is too dim to have any special effect on undead or dark-dwelling creatures vulnerable to light. The fairy fire can be blue, green, or violet, according to your choice at the time of casting. Violet. The fairy fire does not cause any harm to the objects or creatures thus outlined.
Alright, so as long as she stays within that 5 foot radius, she is now practically visible.
Does she know she's visible?
I think it sticks to her. How do I tell if it sticks to her?
It would probably actually say if it does, or else it's just going to remain in that part of the air until it dissipates.
I'll bring it to you, because I don't know what I'm looking for.
Area creatures and objects within a 5 foot radius first.
What?
Child actor.
Yeah. That works.
It's just going to stick to that one area of the room until it dissipates. So all she really has to do is move out of it.
Okay. If I stay where I am, can I use a second action to cast Entangle?
Normally no, but you can spend a hero point to do it. I'll allow it.
What?
Who's there?
Or if
She
Theodora
tries to
still
move,
has an
it'll
action.
provoke an attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it wouldn't because he already used an attack of opportunity. You only get one attack.
No, I mean Theodora can move up to the closet, and if the closet tried to move out of the affected area, it would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Right.
Theodora moves up and then tries to grab her wings.
Alright, so roll her combat maneuver bonus.
Okay, how do I do this again?
It's just a d20 plus her CMB.
Oh, +1.
And
Great.
she has to beat a... As soon as I find where hers is...
19!
Let's see, not in defense. Oh, she beats her by 3, so Theodora has her grappled.
Yes!
And that is the end of your turn right now.
Awesome!
Which brings it back to hers. She gets to make an attempt to get away from Theodora.
Why would you want to get away from Theodora? She's adorable. She's a little dragon.
Yeah.
Admittedly, she steals and gambles and drinks and pilfers.
I think it adds to the charm.
So,
She just wants to bite her face off. There's nothing wrong with that.
does a 17 beat Theodora's combat maneuver defense?
Yes.
Alright, she has broken free from her.
Is that a move action or is that a standard action? Sounds like a standard action.
I'm willing to bet it's more of a standard action.
Are we okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet it's a standard action since it's a combat maneuver roll. So she's going to go ahead and use her move action to get away, which means Theodora gets an attack of opportunity against her.
Woo!
I love attacks of opportunity.
8, 12.
Da-da-da-da.
doesn't cut it.
Dang it.
Sorry. After the demon, it goes back to the goblin.
Wait a minute. You said that the closet moved.
Yeah. The closet moves, so she's no longer visible.
If Lucy affected, say, that corner, then that means that those 4 squares would be affected, which means if she moved deeper into that, she'd still be seen. There's only one direction that the closet can move and turn invisible.
Well, her spell is still active. It's just that fairy fire outlined her, like throwing paint on something.
I know, but now that she's out of the affected area of the fairy fire, we know that there's only one direction you could move out of that affected area.
Yeah.
And I've still got entangled.
Theodore saw her go this way, and then when she hit that square, she was out of the fairy fire range. So, as far as anybody knows, the closet went that way and stuck to the roof.
Okay.
And then when she was out of the burst, completely invisible again. The goblin, the 3-armed, misshapen goblin, is going to go after Standon. He's like, I don't like you doing stuff with the symbol. Now you do! And he's going to hit you with his own sword. Switch that, by the way.
My friends don't like you. I don't like you either.
Wow, that is just plain horrible. I think a 9's not going to hit you at all, is it?
Oh, God! No.
You also see him heal only a bit.
Only a bit?
Not to the rate of the closet, but there's still a tad bit of healing done.
Gotcha.
Which makes it Linka. Now, allow me to add something to these pits. If you happen to step on one, you can make a reflex save to leap to safety to the adjacent square. I thought there was something where you can actually... And of course you could attempt to jump over it with an acrobatics roll. Yeah. But either way, you do have a lid directly in front of you. But you could just make a 5-foot step to that square and still be able to do your 2-weapon fighting on it. Since with quick draw you can freely switch to your swords.
Yeah. Do you think I should use the spear on him since he's healing?
I'd say that you probably have more of an advantage if you were right next to him using your 2 weapons.
Okay.
There we go. So.
Remember, when you roll for 2-weapon fighting, it's a -2 to the attack roll of both rolls. So whatever the total you have there, next to your longsword and short sword, take 2 away. Since you're swinging with both at once.
My long sword is 18.
18 will hit him.
My short sword is 17.
That will also hit him.
Yeah.
So you get to do some damage.
What sound effect was that?
My long sword is 5 damage. Short sword is also 5 damage.
Alright. He is not looking too hot right now.
You bastard!
With that, it's Stanton.
Channel negative energy.
Oh no!
Not again!
Oh, God forbid I use one of the most effective powers
That you have.
that anyone.
Neither one of them are going to make it.
Awesome. Four.
4 points of damage.
Yep.
1 second.
Long time. I'm so immature. I had one of those one time, and I bent it so it looked like he was looking at like a porno bag and like baiting off to it.
He is definitely not looking good right now.
This is so, like, stiff.
Are you going to do anything else while it's still your turn?
I want to see something here.
Apparently nobody's knees can go past that point right there.
Alright. Stanton is going to take a 5-foot step
Really?
Yeah, it's like,
back this way.
Alrighty.
Interesting.
That makes it Lucy and Theodora.
Awesome. Awesome. Entangle.
Alright, where are you centering it?
That area.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So if she centers it on that square, that means everybody has to make reflex saves.
Sorry, guys.
Everybody.
I realized I totally could have spent
And
guidance.
what do we have to
Everyone.
What do we have to beat? 15?
Yes.
I got a 10.
Woot! Woot! Is there a...
I was killing someone and I guess I could still kill him.
That's
I
a
just
bit
can't.
better.
I just can't
It's
move.
not a critical fail. Is
Okay.
there such thing, though, as a critical fail for a saving throw, though? 'Cause
Okay.
I don't think there is a...
For me, in my games, there are. But
Okay, the goblin clearly becomes entangled.
awesome.
Does everything in the pits become entangled as well?
Does everything become entangled pretty much?
Except for me and Theodora.
Yeah. The goblin clearly becomes entangled. Anybody who did not make a 15 is also entangled. Which, just a reminder, only means you are...
Pretty.
You can only move at half of your speed. You take a -2 penalty on all attack rolls, and a -4 penalty to your dexterity. And if you're casting spells, you have to make a concentration check. So,
I know why he's stiff. He has a pole in his ass.
losing 4 points to your dexterity score means that you each lose 2 points to your armor class. While you're still...
Oh, yeah, you'd still take a penalty.
Well, you only take the penalty if you're actually entangled. If you succeeded the roll, you're fine.
What'd you do?
I can't move her legs out. She won't open her legs.
Yes, I can.
Chapin, no means no.
By the way, also remember...
Sorry.
Also remember that every time your turn starts in the entangled area, you have to re-roll your reflex save to keep from taking the penalty.
Okay.
Or you can just sit there and...
Shut up, not gonna
What does Theodora do?
Runs over to where the
Closet.
closet. Thank you. The closet is entangled and pulls her back into the light.
The closet does not seem to be entangled. In other words, she succeeded her roll.
So Theodora readies her action to go after the closet when she does get entangled.
Alright then. That brings it to the closet. Closet has to beat a 15. Closet beats the 15 again.
I didn't see 3 people. Humans have relations.
Until doesn't like that.
Yeah.
I just want to take it off the thing and
Yeah.
play with it as a doll.
Yeah, me too.
So that's going to happen.
I also wish it
Then the
would work right.
The goblin does not care about being entangled, because now he's going to turn his attention. Let's see.
Because he got life insurance through AARP.
The goblin is going to take a 5-foot step to keep going after Stanton. And since he took a 5-foot step, and he's a stupid goblin, even though he takes the penalty to attack rolls, he's going to still swing at you with both weapons. Which means his longsword is going to go down to a 0 base attack. Which means 9 is not going to hit you. And his dagger, he's going to swing you with his hand axe, which goes down to a -1. And that's not going to hit you either. Stupid goblin is stupid. Linka,
Yes.
you're up.
I guess I gotta do the reflex roll first.
Yeah. If you want to come out from being entangled.
15. I got 19.
Alright, so you are free.
Yeah.
Which means you no longer suffer penalties right for now.
Okay. So I'm gonna go after the goblin, I guess.
5-foot step.
Oh, yeah, he moved. Yeah.
I have a feeling we're just gonna move goddamn bishops across the.
Okay, long sword. Do I still do the -2 still because I'm using both my swords?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
What's going on, Alex?
I got
Drama?
12 on my long sword.
12 altogether does not hit.
$15 on my short sword.
15 is 1 point away from hitting. Hero point or no?
I only have 1 hero point left.
What do you have to roll to hit?
A 16.
A 16.
I would save it.
Alright, Stanton.
Channel negative energy.
You also need to make a reflex.
It's 11.
11 plus 2, so no.
So you suffer the entangled penalties. But anyway, channel negative energy.
Yep.
The closet still has
Oh, I have it all set up for it.
Oh, sorry.
the goblin got a critical
Like, these are
success.
made to,
And
study
so did the
subtle
closet.
movement.
They
like,
what?
subtle
You got
body
double
stuff.
20s?
20 and 19 actually. So
Like
they
the-
both only take
the
half
bot-
damage.
like the hips
Mm-hmm.
and the head.
So it's not like.
For dramatic.
I got an 11.
And like
Let,
she can
so
hike up the
5
leg a little
points
bit.
of damage to each.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is really for like subtle stuff.
The,
Okay.
let's see. Gotta switch.
Please tell me the goblin dies.
Okay.
The goblin is close to death.
Close to death.
He is clinging.
He's only
He's like,
mostly
you don't want
dead.
to call a nude model for
He's
like
clinging. He's
just settle like uneven shoulders, stuff like that.
I will never defeat the cream.
Queen!
He's gonna...
Krispy Kreme.
Lucy!
Swarm? Summon Swarm?
You're going to summon Swarm?
Summon Swarm. Go after that Memphis. Closet. Whatever.
Well, the
Go after that Memphis?
Yes.
All of Memphis
Yes.
is getting attacked
Well-
by a giant swarm.
Yes.
Well, the
Okay.
closet's invisible.
Have you ever
so
been
it's
to
like if you
Memphis?
summon them and say that, they'll just be like,
No.
In that area, climb up the entangled vines and bite the empty air.
alright, so I'll tentacles climb up the vines in the area that you originally cast it and just start swiping.
Bite the
And
empty air.
if you find anything in the empty air, grab it and bring it to that glowing spot over there.
Well, swarms, unfortunately, are not able of grappling.
Oh shit!
Then-
I just realized I have a test tomorrow.
Then just like converge on that area.
Do you need a hug?
So they're swiping and swinging, and doesn't really seem like they're making contact with anything.
It's an art history test. I need like a huge hug.
Okay, Theodore sniffs, trying to track down that
All right,
method.
have Theodore roll perception.
19.
Since animal companions have scent, and no amount of invisibility or stealth is going to hide that,
But
Theodora
invisible solid can.
realizes that the closet is no longer even in the room. Her scent is coming from down this tunnel, next to Standon.
I've been wasting my goddamn
Time on this
I've
stupid
been
goblin.
wasting my channel negative energies on nothing.
Gee, it's almost like invisibility. It sucks. Because I never have to say where an invisible creature is going. So does Theodora relay this information anyway, or does she just go running off down the tunnel for no discernible reason?
She relays the information and then goes to attack the goblin.
Alright, so she's going to fly straight there?
Yeah.
I'm eyeing that knob creek over there.
Oh yeah, we have that, don't we?
That does look.
Looks pretty scrumptious at this point.
Yeah.
I don't care if it does taste like gasoline.
Theodora and Linka are now flanking the goblin, so Theodora gets a +2 to her attack bonus.
Ah, damn it.
Can I spend hero points in their stead?
Why not?
Alright.
Really? Do you really hate your new dice bag that much?
You have to say the no whammies.
It's okay, dice. She doesn't mean anything. You get back into the battle whenever you're ready.
Alright.
Now give him a kiss.
Okay.
La la la.
Okay. Am I rolling again or not so much?
Not so, well, like Lucy already cast a spell, she's done
Yeah.
too. I'm afraid you're done.
Alright.
And let's see. This happens, and then it's the goblin's turn. The goblin is going to take one more mighty swing towards the cleric.
I love how I'm fighting the goblin, but it keeps going after you.
Like, you have no aggro. You can't.
Thank you.
He sees the cleric with his channel negative energy as the biggest threat in the room.
Woo! Biggest threat!
Even though I did the most damage.
First of all, reflex doesn't. So he's
Just
still
shows the
entangled.
goblin's not that smart.
Woo! 17 plus 2. Does a 19
Yep.
hit you? Yes. He gets to make one last swing at you. So it's your time now! For only 6 points of damage!
That hurt. That was irrational of you. Not to mention unsportsmanlike.
Give me your rage!
I was quoting Blade Runner.
I was quoting the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I like how there's this dichotomy between this legendary movie and Blade Runner.
Linka, make a single. If a single attack roll hits, he's dead because he's only got 2 hit points left now.
That's 17.
He's
with
dead!
with my long sword.
Because he only had 1 point of fast healing. He drops.
Good.
And dropping with him is the sized, for small characters, mind you, long sword, hand axe, and silver-bladed dagger.
So wouldn't that be a short sword?
Because he's a goblin.
Perhaps.
Because I mean, if it's a long sword for him, it's a short sword.
But since nobody here is capable of appraising, the only thing you can make out is the small-sized dagger being made out of silver. That seems easy enough. Well, and the hand axe looks masterwork. As for the longsword, longsword just looks like the red thing in his hand.
Loot it all.
Yeah, we're gonna sell it anyway. So.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Yep, go ahead and write down that you have special longsword, masterwork, hand axe, and silver dagger.
I'm gonna write down goblin stuff, and then we're just gonna look at that character sheet, and we're trying to figure it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, an axe?
Yep. A hand axe.
Goblin stuff.
Go ahead and give yourselves 265 experience for defeating him as well. Or just write it off to the
265?
side. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, so, do you disengage the entangle?
Yeah.
Alright, so tangles disengage. Your animal, your swarm eventually goes away back to their plane too. And right now you're just left in a room that has a bunch of moaning sounds coming from the floor.
Can we, check one of the lids?
Yeah. When you open one up and peer down with your light, you see that it goes into a 20-foot pit that's 5 feet wide, and there's a zombie inside, just standing around. Now that it sees you, it's like, zombie.
Yeah, you don't want to fall in there.
Good to know.
So are we going to go down the tunnel or what?
Zombies in the pit. Zombies in the pit.
So we go down, not the pit, but the hallway? Because Theodora is tracking.
Yeah.
Did anyone else get hit?
Oh, I did.
But for how much?
6 points.
I'm missing 6 points. Neither Theodora or Lucy.
No.
If you channel positive energy, you'll not only heal your wounded, but affect, I think, pretty much all the zombies.
Well, I thought the thing with channel positive energy, sort of like how with channel negative energy, you can either choose to harm living items or living creatures, or you can heal undead.
Well,
With positive energy, you can either harm undead or
well, yeah,
heal
that's
living.
true too. That's true too. Never mind.
So, channel positive energy.
On your comrades?
Yep.
Alright, so go ahead and see how much you give them back.
It's going to be 1d6. So, 6.
Yay, we got all our points back.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Now that I only have 4 uses of it left.
So, once again, you have the choice of continuing or pretty much leaving. The closet is staying completely silent, but Theodora can sniff out that she went down this tunnel.
I'm assuming we want to go down.
Sure.
That was a rather non-committal answer.
Well, what happens if we don't kill this person?
They probably carry out their plot to attack Sandpoint, which we kind of want to stop.
Okay.
Well, I remember the journal said it's Nala's plot to destroy Sandpoint. However, Nala does seem to have a connection with whatever was living down here, which you found to be the closet.
Yeah, Nala has some connections with demons or demonic forces or just evil outsiders, and we found an evil outsider down here. So
Right underneath Sandpoint, no less.
yeah. So, and in any case, this being around is a threat to the town. So even if somehow this ends up being completely unrelated to the attack on Sandpoint, it's still probably a good idea to clear this out. So, we're probably going to wait until the druid gets back from taking a dump or something.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Dump position. Did you know you take a better dump with, like, you squatting all the way instead of sitting on the toilet?
This is a lovely conversation for the podcast, huh?
You know, my problem, though...
There are way worse podcasts.
Oh, no, gotta go. My big problem, though, with taking a dump is that if it's solid, you can feel it coming for a long time, and then you can hold it back a lot easier. If it's like liquid and runny, I mean, it hits you like a goddamn brick wall, and you have to go now.
And you can't stress that enough to like your managers or anything. And you're like, I have to go.
Yeah. So. Hey, Chapa, do you have any interesting insight into taking a dump?
What?
That's what we were talking about in your absence, was taking a dump.
Because that's what we thought you were doing.
Anyway,
Oh, no.
they were waiting on you before continuing down the hall.
Sorry.
Stanton Dow wishes to...
Gotta go.
Stanton Dow wishes to cleanse
Get the
the
head
catacombs
down in
beneath
shame.
Sandpoint of this demon.
What?
You have to have the head down in shame.
Gotcha.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
These are your friends, Chapin. I want you to realize that.
I'm very proud of my
So-
friends.
Yeah.
You can see that
You're
down at the end.
excuse me.
You see that down at the end of the hall is another closed-off door.
Do we?
I also see a hallway.
Yeah. I see a
I see a hallway.
a second hallway.
There's a door here, and then there's that way direction.
So, where's my dice? There. Okay.
It's sitting right there.
Yeah, I know.
This,
Perception. Damn it. Alright.
I
That's
can
it.
sing, I can
Get
dance.
your brass one.
I can
Yeah.
perform right out of my pants. 7 plus, so that's 16.
I'm gonna do perception because everybody's sucking.
We'll work you out later.
all is quiet right now.
I got an 18.
All is quiet except for the moaning coming from the room behind you since you left the zombies.
Alright. This is Theodora. It jumped out of the rolling thing.
You know, maybe it's because your dice like the little like D&D box.
Maybe.
They just...
Maybe.
Bet someone didn't bring.
I didn't know we'd be needing it!
We're leveling up.
Anyway, if you
I thought that was working. Now we know that that's the problem. Let's start bringing my cardboard box.
if you peer down this hallway, there is a flight of stairs that seem to head down, but only like right at the top of the stairs is just all rubble. So that location is completely moved in. So there is no going that way. You just see a flight of stairs that go down into the
Point of no
Okay.
return. Turning back.
There's a fire over there.
It's our neighbors.
Oh, I thought it was arson.
If it spreads, well, we can be worried. But
Alright.
So, do you I'm gonna break that chair. Do you continue through the door?
yes.
I said I shouldn't sit in it, and everybody's like, no, just go ahead and sit down.
Well, continue through the door.
I know. Perception check.
Go on ahead.
I don't want to move too far ahead because.
There you go.
28.
15. Do I need to move my stuff?
With a 28, you hear the faint sound of flapping coming from inside.
Flapping.
Not fapping.
We heard moaning in the other room. We're hearing fapping in here. We just passed a bunch of sex toys.
The Catacombs of Lust.
Blading spear.
Well, the door's closed right now.
Is it a wooden door?
Yeah.
That's not going to matter too much now, is it?
Alright, let's do this!
That doesn't matter.
Alright, so you throw out a ball of fire that's going to stay on the battlefield for however long it says per round.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Exactly.
You easily burn down the
That's
door.
what this guy
and
said.
You easily burn down the door, and here's the room that you're looking into since she's still invisible. Strange room is a 15-foot diameter sphere. Several objects float in the room, spinning lazily in space. A ragged book, a scroll, a bottle of wine, a dead raven surrounded by a halo of floating and withering maggots, and a twisted iron wand with a forked tip. Yeah,
A fork.
Yeah.
A fork.
Yeah.
It's a fork.
No, it's a wand.
It's a fork.
Anyway, yet perhaps the most unnerving aspect of this room is the walls, for they are plated in sheets of strange red metal that ripple every once in a while, with silent black electricity that seems to coalesce into strange runes or even
I
words.
can't position my leg up, so I had to pull it up like that.
This is faces.
Strange runes or even words far too
That's my
often
whole
for the
face.
effect to be chance. Also, when you enter this room, you find that gravity no longer holds you and you just begin levitating. Like I said, the metal walls seem to ripple. There's the glowing runes and black electricity flowing between them, and
What's
it's
electricity?
lightning.
Okay.
A burning globe of fire rolls in whichever direction you point and burns those it strikes. It moves 30 feet per round. As part of this movement, it can ascend or jump up to 30 feet to strike a target. If it enters a space with a creature, it stops moving for the round and deals 3d6 points of fire damage to that creature. Though a successful reflex save negates that damage. A flaming sphere rolls over barriers less than 4 feet tall. It ignites flammable substances it touches and illuminates the same area as a torch would.
Alright, so she's going to go ahead and make a reflex save.
So I say we lock it.
Lock this door.
Just let it.
Yeah, just keep going around, and if there's no gravity, it
just continually accelerates to the speed of light.
She failed her reflex roll, so she becomes ignited, and go ahead and roll the damage.
3d6, right?
Yeah.
This is 2. 4, 5, 6. 10. 10 damage.
So she cries out, and she cries out, and she's like, "You will never leave here alive!"
Channel negative energy.
I get my spear out.
Hang back to initiative order since she was attacked and made visible. She gets the first move. First, she's going to 5 foot out of the spear.
Don't worry, it'll come after her.
I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
I'm just floating around.
And she's going to 5 foot out of the sphere, and then she's going to go ahead and hurl her dagger.
Through the sphere.
It's a dagger. It's not going to ignite.
But targeting. You can't really
Yeah,
aim.
she wouldn't be able to see.
She can see perfectly.
Alright.
She's going to hurl the dagger.
You got us this time, god of the game.
Exactly.
Okay.
And because of line of sight and whatnot, she is aiming at Theodora. So she is going to make an attack on Theodora.
Okay.
It also looks
Is
like his butt's
Theodora
on
going to
fire.
get hit with a 25?
Damn it. How much damage?
Does anybody have a coin? Because since it's a small size dagger, it only does a 1d2 points of damage.
No one carries chain. I think I have...
Look at my shorts. I don't have coins. I hear coins in there.
I do too.
I have a quarter and 2 keys.
I saw
Okay.
pennies.
Heads is 1, tails is 2. It's like 1d...
Okay.
Yeah, just
That-
flat 1d2.
Tails.
So she took 2 points of damage.
Oh, woe is her.
And the dagger flies right back to the closet's hand.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not fun.
That's fine.
Ray said it has to be 5 in
Linka!
Yeah, it
I
is.
almost just
Shoot
want,
it!
I almost just want to pick up this chair and just like jump up and down and make a lot of noise. Just to show you a point.
Why?
But she keeps on doing the rock.
But it's the best chair ever!
Okay, what does the spear do? Or
Well,
do I know where she is?
Well, yeah, she's visible now.
Oh,
you have to
She's
be,
on fire.
You have to be at least 15. You have to be at least 10 feet. Well, you have to be 10 feet from her in order to hit her with the spear.
You move me in the room.
Move 1, 2, 3.
Like, to the right of Theodora or something.
Whoa! Hey!
That's
That's...
not, no.
Am I using the spear?
Yeah.
Okay, what
You,
is...
you got it in your hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I just use 1d20?
Yeah.
Okay, 13 plus, what's the attack modifier?
Whatever it is for your long sword. By
Oh, okay,
itself.
so 13 plus 8 is 18.
I'm afraid that 18 is not going to hit her by 1 point.
That's a little dick.
Oh, guidance. Yeah, it is.
Well, you'll have to cast it on your turn.
Such a dick!
This is the final stab for the demon.
Use blast.
I was thinking either bless or guidance. And,
to your dick.
to everyone. Isn't there like a role where you can like, if you have a single touch spell, you can hit up to like 6 targets if they're all friendly? Or
Probably, since you don't have to make an attack roll against friendly targets.
alright.
Why not?
I will let you touch me.
Only if you're gentle.
Yeah.
I'll let it go for now, and then it'll be something you look up during the week.
Alright. So, guidance everywhere.
Alright. Anything else you're going to do?
No. I'm
Alright.
good.
So everybody gets a +1 to whatever, I guess.
It's like it starts out from right here, right? And
Yep.
it's like the Matrix, and then starts right here, and then
That makes it Lucy and Theodora.
Okay. walks around and bites and nom nom nom.
Alright, so make her attack rolls. She has
Is that a full attack?
Yeah, she has to beat a 19.
14. 14, come on. 15. Really?
What does Lucy do?
Lucy moves the flaming spear back on top of the closet.
She gets a 13 on her reflex. Is that enough?
No.
Alright, so roll the damage.
6 and 4 and 5.
15.
She is not looking very hot right now. In fact, she is barely sustaining flight. Or at least she would be if this room wasn't making people levitate.
Okay.
That brings it up to her turn. I will not allow Miss Kingdom to fall!
Front door.
You now have 15 minutes to reach minimum safety distance.
It's like in elevators.
Yeah.
I keep on expecting your security device where you say good morning mother, and it gives you a mission update.
She is going to
Alien?
She's going to swipe at Theodora again.
Okay.
She's
I
going
don't remember that part.
She looks straight at you. You and your spells have been the biggest problems for me. Your pet dies. Does a 22 hit him? Hit her?
Yeah.
Even though the dagger hardly does anything, 2 more points of damage to Theodora.
Okay.
Linka.
You and your stupid dagger. Am I
That
close
was a
enough?
lot of bluster for...
Am I close enough to hit her?
Yeah, you're still 10 feet.
Lucy is shaken by her threat, but Theodora is totally not phased at all.
I got a
Like,
6.
oh,
I got a 16.
16's not going to hit.
How much do I need?
You have to hit a 19.
Just knock everything over.
Rolled a,
Standon.
I would cast Bless, but apparently no one's rolling high enough for it to make a goddamn difference.
Well, I get +1 for guidance, and then +2 for bless.
You get a +1 from Bless, so you get a +2 total.
if I cast guidance, would that stack on his guidance, or is it just one?
I think it can be stackable since it's coming from a different spellcaster.
Okay.
Alright,
Those spells will even list if it's stackable or not.
channel negative energy.
It doesn't matter if she makes the reflex save or not, or the will save or not.
Why is that?
Because she only had 3 points of damage left to her. So she falls.
Oh. Yeah, I'll take it.
That's why I skipped it to the end of the song.
Why didn't you just no, don't spend your hero point. I got channel negative energy.
Because I thought, for one, I didn't know how many hit points he had left. 2, I was thinking, you guys are better at fighting individual enemies. It was just a shot in the dark, like, hey, I've got a few of these left, and it seemed to be doing something to her in the first fight, so let's just do that.
Upon her death, she immediately banishes. Like,
banishes or vanishes?
banishes.
Oh.
She,
So Theodora can't eat her?
unfortunately, no.
Can't swallow her whole?
On her death, she completely disappears from the plane.
She had to catch an 8:30 to Memphis. So.
And, of course, the whole death cry as she, well, not necessarily falls since the room makes you levitate, but yeah.
So we loot the stuff.
Okay, yeah. What's left in the room?
After the fireballs destroyed everything.
What ends up being left in the room, the bottle of wine is not as aged as the dungeon is. In fact, it seems very new. The age on the bottle makes it maybe over 100 years old, actually. So it's a fine bottle of wine.
Lucy stops Theodora from drinking it all.
Now, here's the $1 million question though. Is it aged wine? Like it's been aged 100 years, and so this is like a relatively new vintage, a new bottle, or has it been, bottled and sold, and the bottle itself is 100 years old?
The bottle itself is 100 years old, so
Okay.
it's a collectible bottle.
Alrighty.
It's like, you go to someone's house, this is a 1490 bottle of wine.
Well, the thing is, like, the aging process stops once you take it out of the barrel. So let's say you buy like a 10-year bottle of scotch, and you leave it in the cabinet for 5 years. It's not a 15-year bottle of scotch. It's still 10-year. You just haven't drunk anything.
I didn't know that.
It's
I didn't know that either.
It's a 100-year-old wine.
Okay.
Anyway, there is also a scroll of burning hands,
Why would I want to set my hands on fire?
which, despite its name, it's not actually a melee range spell. It is actually a range spell.
Awesome.
You just have to do a touch attack for it to hit.
Cool.
There is also a book that is magically preserved, and there's a magically preserved book.
Breathe.
Magically preserved book that indicates that it is for worshipping Lamasthu, the mother of monsters.
Oh, and now you're doing pretty poses.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. You're mimicking the pose dummy.
So yeah, Will, there's the Bible to Lamasthu in here, and it's written completely in Abyssal.
Oh, I think that's one of the languages I read.
You think?
It is. I know Common, Celestial, and Abyssal.
If you look through it, it's like a bestiary of the world's most horrific and cruel monsters, along with numerous woodcut illustrations of how they kill. And it also has religious text.
Theodora is very interested in those pictures.
This isn't a book for young dragons.
And the wand is a wand of shocking grass.
Why not?
That has 28 charges to it.
Shocking grass.
I don't think that's what they were suggesting.
He even said it had a forked end to it.
I did.
First the room of moaning, and then
First the room of moaning, then the room of fapping.
Everybody gets
a
400.
room of BDSM.
Everybody gets 400 experience for finally defeating the demon by the way.
Yes!
So yeah, those are the treasures you find in this floating room.
Woohoo!
So are we going to use?
Grass.
It works. Anywho, are we going to use video game logic? And since we beat the final boss, we get all the fat loots from the rest of the dungeon, or do we still have to go through and clear every room?
Well, just for sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. If you all decide to explore the rest of the dungeon, here's what you'll end up finding. First of all, the dungeon is trap-free.
Okay.
Just to shed some light on the subject. Like I said, these stairs here at the statue room, we're heading down into this room. That room has a small pool of water. Water ripples quietly in this circular stone pool, the rim of which is lined with skulls. You end up noticing that if any of you magically inclined press detect magic on it, you know that the water is actually magically conditioned to purify itself, even to this day. So the water in that pool is completely safe to drink. If any form of dirt or toxin is introduced into it whatsoever, it will instantly purify itself again.
Huh. Cool.
What happens to the dirt?
Just goes away.
Can I get a bottle of that?
But it
You can. It's just clean water.
conservation.
I'd like a bottle of that too.
And if you continue that way, you come across another staircase that seems to lead up, but like the other one that goes further down, it's completely caved in and incapable of being dug out. The only other thing you would have missed is a fight against another mook creature.
A flaming spear!
You already used the flaming spear.
Oh, right, yeah.
Flaming hands.
Maybe.
A mook creature.
I'd rather
Stabby, stabby,
down.
stick.
stay on
It's a
the
fight.
stick.
It's a fight against a mook bat-like creature that was just meant to be a guardian of that pool room. I'll go ahead and give
Sorry.
you the 200 experience points for it.
I am the bad man.
And
Wait, how many?
200.
that's the only part of the catacombs you didn't search through, and it's just all empty now.
Cool.
You bless the shrine of Lamasthu. Go ahead and give yourselves, let's say, 135 for that.
Awesome.
Sword to wins.
And just for the sake of ending on a note, when you all finally realize that the dungeon is now, well, what do you do with the zombies? I should ask that. Do you leave them as they are, or
Flaming spear!
We do one more. We do one more camp out down here so I can get my channel energy charges back, and I use that to clear out.
so you're going to do an 8-hour sleep here in order to?
I mean, we've cleared it out. There's already one room that has a clean pool of water for drinking. It seems like a pretty safe place to camp.
So you guys spend a full night in here, you get your charges back, and you use it to clear out the zombies.
Right.
Cool. And Lucy is done.
You all gain 65 experience points for clearing out the zombies. And then I guess you head back up to the surface.
Yeah.
Once you get back to the glassworks, you see that it had been, during the time you were all gone, it had been gone through by the town guard because all the body parts have been cleaned out. Any whole dead bodies or torsos are covered and waiting for the wagons. Yeah, the guards have already come through here and seemed to...
Wait, 3 days and they haven't had funeral services for the... That's kind of a long time.
Some of them are, well, kind of molten up, or one is encased in glass.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, once you come outside the glass works, there's a guard there that turns you and says, "We were wondering what happened to the three of you. I mean, 3 days and nights you've all been gone. Where were you?"
Those are some fairly deep caves down there.
Caves? But anyway, we're going to need you to come back to the garrison. That pseudo guy you all brought in is refusing to speak with us. So we figured having the magistrate talk to him should help. I mean, we've threatened him. We've thrown him in jail overnight. He just refuses to speak. And meanwhile, there's apparently this goblin attack hoarding over us that we're just waiting to happen. Our sheriff is still gone. Keeping that on the down low. Just come on. And we'll leave on that.
Okay.
Questions, comments, or anything?
Lots of combat.
It seemed to go a lot smoother than the last few times, though.
True.
I think you're all getting.
I think it goes to prove one of the things that things that I like about campaigns that start at low levels is that you start with the basic stuff, and then as the game progresses, you become more and more familiar with the more complex stuff, the more nuances of combat, so it becomes a bit more of a regular thing, and ends up flowing smoother.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the problems I have, like especially with other campaigns where you like start off at like level 10 or at like level 15 is you're coming right out of the gate with a bunch of crap, and it can get overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chapin, I think you seem to be getting the hang of it more and more.
Yes, I like druids, and I like having my flaming spear and my entangle, and yeah.
Heather, all I can say is just the dice have not been loving you the past few weeks.
Nope.
Because since the fighter's base attack bonus is the same as their level, you should be hitting like a roadhouse, but the dice are just not loving you.
Well, if I might interject here, obviously you can't control the outcome of the dice. That's the random variable. But things like modifiers, things like how many times you're rolling, those are things you can't control. And the more chances you have to roll, the more attacks you're going to make. So I would say of the two fighting styles you have archery and you have two-weapon fighting. I would focus mostly on two-weapon fighting. And you're using both the same type of weapon, right?
Well, she's able to use a martial weapon in her main hand, but in order to get just the -2 penalty to both weapons, her offhand has to be a light weapon.
Okay.
So she's long sword, short sword right now.
Alrighty. But like in the weapon specialities, like for the fighter, are they like both the same weapon group?
Swords, yeah.
Okay. So the taking your weapon specialization right now is swords, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Alrighty. Just wanted to make sure, because I think later on you can either choose to like branch out and specialize in something else, or you can get better with
I think it's
swords.
Even though he said to focus on your two-weapon fighting, I'll go ahead and point out that the next time you can take a two-weapon fighting feat won't be until your 6th level. So right now you're maxed out as far as two-weapon fighting feats go until that 6th level when you get your 6th attack.
But there are like little miscellaneous things you could take, like weapon focus.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like dodge, which adds like +1 to your AC.
+2, I think.
No, just +1. Dodge is a +1 bonus. Mobility is a +4 against attack of opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we had a good time here. We cleared out an entire dungeon. Next week will be the interrogation of Pseudo.
Cool.
We'll be leading towards the final part of this chapter.
Yay!
Which, depending how it goes about, will end up being another quote-unquote dungeon crawl, if you know what I mean. But hey, it's meant to be the final part of this chapter, and you're stopping a goblin raid from happening before it starts.
Okay.
So everybody say their goodbyes while we stop the recording.
Bye.
See ya.
We'll see you all next week.